Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. And today we're going to be talking about Pluto retrograde. Pluto is stationing and turning retrograde on May 2nd, which is the day after I'm filming this video. And this is actually one of two Pluto retrogrades that will take Pluto back into the sign of Capricorn between now and next year. And what's interesting about this is that next year, when Pluto goes retrograde once again, it is going to happen on May 2nd. Once more. So we have two times that Pluto is going retrograde before stationing squarely in Aquarius and then continuing to retrograde back and forth in the sign of Aquarius. Two more times that Pluto is going retrograde and returning from Aquarius into Capricorn. And they're both happening on the 2nd of May. So really interesting. And they're happening right before the 5-5 portal. Right? The 5-5 portal, of course, occurring on and around May 5th of each year. That's that 5-5 energy. So we're already within the energies of the 5-5 portal. And we have Pluto for the next 2 years stationing retrograde right within these energies as we're building up to that 5-5. So I find that extremely fascinating. I find the repetition of the number 2 here extremely fascinating. And I really like how part of the energy and the vibration of the number 2 has to do with duality. And Pluto is absolutely a planet that works with the energies of duality, creation and destruction, right? Death and rebirth, the light and the dark, bringing the shadow, bringing the dark into the light so that we can become a more integrated being. So I think these next couple retrogrades are going to be intense. And of course, the other reason that they are intense is because this is sort of the final shebang here before Pluto no longer works with the energies of Capricorn. Pluto has been in Capricorn. Honestly, you guys know I always forget to get certain dates for you guys. Pluto's been in Capricorn for a long time. Let's put it that way. I believe it's been at least a decade. Pluto's transits through all of the signs vary in length and duration. There's no set amount of time that Pluto spends in one sign. So it's like I can't just pull that number. Like I'm not sure. It's been a decent amount of time, I believe, that Pluto has been in the sign of Capricorn. And we've seen a lot transpire. I want to say it was like the early 2000s when Pluto entered Capricorn. I'm not gonna dig around for it right now, but you guys can look that up to see. I believe it was in the early 2000s that Pluto first entered the sign of Capricorn and is now leaving that sign and moving into Aquarius. Pluto currently at 0 degrees of Aquarius and is going to retrograde back into Capricorn twice this time and then once more before moving into Aquarius and then remaining in Aquarius for the next 21 years, I believe it is. And you can check out more dates and more numbers surrounding Pluto and his retrogrades by checking out the video that I did on Pluto entering Aquarius. There was a lot of powerful stuff that came through. That was a really powerful video, so I highly suggest that everybody check that out. Pluto is a generational planet, and that means that actually the generations of souls born are understood by astrologers by looking at the Pluto sign. So each Pluto sign and the souls born during the time Pluto transits a certain sign are considered a generation. And like I said, Pluto doesn't stay in a sign for a set amount of time. So it's a bit different than traditional I guess non-astrology people when they look at generations as like 10-year sectors. It's not quite like that. The generations are determined by the Pluto placements. And so we have a whole different wave of souls with a certain characteristic and a certain way that they go about the process of death, rebirth, and transformation, the way they go about the process of shadow work, what they bring up within themselves and within the collective to be seen and acknowledged, and the way that they transmute energy for the collective. I feel like that's a big energy of the generations and what they do as shown by their Pluto signs, how it is that they're transmuting energy and alchemizing for the collective, and what they're showing the collective of their own shadow. There's like a mirroring aspect in an energy here as well. So yeah, we have a brand new wave of souls being born in this new Pluto and Aquarius generation. We do have, in my mind, kind of some cuspers with this energy. And so those souls that are born right on the tail end especially where Pluto's in this retrograde. Like if Pluto were retrograde and you were, somebody was born with Pluto at that 29, 28 degree of Capricorn during the retrograde, that's going to be people that are bridging that energy, bridging that gap, bringing one energy into the next. That's sort of my intuition and feeling about those specific souls. And we talked a lot about the energies of Pluto and Capricorn and what that means in a collective sense. Pluto coming in, destroying so that new creation can happen, revealing what needs to be revealed. And in the sign of Capricorn, we talked a lot about Pluto breaking down those systems, that hierarchy. Capricorn can be seen as an energy that represents rules and hierarchy and the systems that we've created and all of these authoritarian type of energies. So really coming in to break that down so that we can rebuild something. And now moving into the sign of Aquarius, where Pluto is really teaching us a lot about what it truly means to be a humanitarian, what it truly means to be an individual soul, an individual spark and essence, as well as a unified consciousness, right? Because Aquarius is one of those energies that works with the collective, right? That's where that humanitarian energy comes from. This energy of coming up with solutions, of thinking outside the box, a planet ruled by Uranus. Interestingly enough, in ancient or old school astrology, ruled by Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn. So that's an interesting thing to think about here too. If we look at ancient rulerships, it's like the two signs that Saturn's rules. And in Aquarius, this energy becomes much more progressive. All right, but one of the important things to understand about Aquarius energy as well is that it really is also about individuality. It's really interesting in that it's about the collective, it's about the unified whole, but it also emphasizes the importance of the individual. And so we're going to be looking at this, and Pluto is going to be bringing out the shadow and helping us to purge and work through the beginnings of these energies relating to these Aquarius energies, understanding who we are as an individual, really honoring our individual energy, honoring our sovereignty, honoring what makes us unique, and at the same time beginning to see how that fits into the framework of the whole. And I'm feeling, as we're talking about this, a lot of some of the energies that are going to be revealed, that we're going to be transforming, alchemizing, and working through, have to do with this idea of how to be a sovereign individual and not allow ourselves to be swallowed up by the collective. And we see this as we're looking at this split. And I've talked about this a little bit. I talked about it in, I think it was a short video that I did the other day, but this energy of the bifurcation of the earth, as the earth has split into two separate dimensions, you might say. Sometimes it is talked about, my teacher Aurora talks about it as the inverted versus the organic. All right. We could also look at it as a third dimension versus the fifth dimensional construct, with this connecting piece in the center, like a Vesica Pisces is sort of like the energy of what this, and some other people might know it as like a Venn diagram. That gives the same idea, with this center connecting point, which can be viewed as where these worlds interlap, where they are connected. And the reason that I'm talking about this right now, and of course, like we always say, with every choice, with every action, we get to choose which timeline, which dimension, which earth we are vibrating in and aligning towards, right? And so this is why we're constantly choosing and looking at every choice. Am I choosing out of love, or am I choosing out of fear? And we want to be choosing out of love. All right. And knowing that we get to make a new choice in every single moment. We've gone over that before. I'm not going to get too deeply into that. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there because I really see this as a focus of Pluto in Aquarius, is really helping us to discern what track we are on and whether we are allowing ourselves to be swallowed up by the hive mind, right? Or we are learning to think for ourselves, to stand in our own sovereignty. Whether we are buying into this, I want to say, this transhumanism, this way of sort of swallowing up the individual identity, right? Everybody becoming the same, everybody thinking the same. And I mean, this isn't new energy, right? This is the way that we've been indoctrinated to be on this planet for a long time. So it's like the breaking free of that, the showing the dangers of that, right? When we allow ourselves to be led and guided down a path and simply blindly believe what we're told. Aquarius energy is the opposite of that. It is energy that questions. It is the energy that's connected to higher consciousness that brings in those downloads, those higher understandings. All right, so I'm feeling a lot of those energies. So there's just a little bit that actually wasn't in the Pluto and Aquarius video to kind of add into this. But like I said, if you want more detail about Pluto and Aquarius in general, check out that video. But for this particular Pluto retrograde, this one of two, like we said before, Pluto remains firmly in the sign of Aquarius until 2044, when Pluto enters Pisces for the final time. In 2043, Pluto will hit 0 degrees of Pisces. Do the same process it's doing right now, the retrograding back and forth between the final degrees of Aquarius and then into the first degrees of Pisces. That whole process is going to begin again in 2043 as Pluto switches signs again. But right now, for this first of 2 final retrogrades back into the energies of Capricorn, and I do want to say, I don't know if I really clarified that. So we're closing out. This is where we're moving into the new energy of Pluto and Aquarius. And then we're dipping back in to continue to close out some of those energies, those timelines of the Pluto and Capricorn. And then moving into, it's like we're the final closing of those Pluto and Capricorn energies as we're bringing forth everything that we've learned into this new energy of Pluto in Aquarius. On May 2nd, like we said, this Pluto will be beginning at 0 degrees of Aquarius and beginning its retrograde. Pluto will hit 29 degrees of Capricorn on June 12th. Will station direct once more at 27 degrees of Capricorn on October 11th. So the day before the 1111 portal within the 1111 energies, right? And some people may get 1111. I looked at online, it says certain things, but I go by my ephemeris now when I'm doing these big transits. The ephemeris is very exact, so I'm trusting that. And it depends on, there are different ephemerises for different parts of the world too. So it's all, honestly, you guys know I'm not really a sciencey person, and there's a lot of science that does go into astrology, so I'm not the one to get into all of that with you guys, the differences between the 2 ephemerises and all of that. But let's just say, according to my ephemeris, it's going to be on October 11th. Oh, so not 11/11. It would be a day after the 10/10. There we go. That's what I was looking for there, which is quite interesting, right? And then, ooh, what did I just see here that was interesting? I don't know. The numbers were starting to speak to me again. You know, you guys know the numbers are so important. The coding, we've been talking about the recoding of the matrix, and we talked about the how cool it was that Pluto entered Aquarius on 32323, the 23rd of March, 32323. So just a lot of synchronicities as we are in this process of recoding the matrix. All right, as we are, another way to look at it would be as that split is happening, where we're shifting that energy, where we're really creating and cementing in that new earth, those new timelines. And the 5/5 portal, which is occurring just a few days after Pluto stations retrograde, we did a live stream on this. It was really powerful, some of the stuff that came through. So I highly recommend that anybody who did not catch that live stream on the 5/5, watch that. I do not know if I'm going to have time to do a separate video on it, but we really got some powerful stuff there about these lower inverted timelines dropping off, essentially. If you can imagine, almost like cords connected to the earth that are being cut away, that are falling away. We're moving out of a lot of these lower dimensional, releasing a lot of these inverted timelines within our own personal lives, within the collective, and really bringing in those higher vibrational timelines and resonating more powerfully with them. It's like shadow work for the earth almost. And this huge clearing and purging and cleansing of the planet on the 5/5, right? During that full moon lunar eclipse at 14 degrees of Scorpio. Okay, talk about Plutonic energy as well, Scorpio being ruled by Pluto. Big stuff. And we were guided to flood the earth with light, with love light, during this portal, because it was shared with us through the channelings on that live stream that there are energies that are, let's say, not working towards keeping us trapped in the old those inverted timelines, who have a vested interest in keeping those inverted timelines intact and pushing us further down those, that is going to be trying to work with the energies of this 5-5 portal in an inverted way. And so the guidance that I received was the best thing to do is just flood the earth with love light during and around this 5-5. Sit and meditate, send love to the earth every single day with that intention of shielding her, of protecting her, of upholding the mystery of these the organic mystery of these timelines, just setting that energy, flooding the earth with it, almost like the amount of love light that is being sent to the planet during this portal will obliterate and blink out, kind of like if you stare directly at the sun. Anyone trying to utilize or to tap into anything that they're not meant to see, or utilize this in an inverted way, it's like they're going to be trying to see something, but they're going to be staring right into the sun, and it's going to blind them. All right, so let's blind them, let's dazzle them with that light during this 5-5 portal. That was the guidance that came through. Really, really incredibly important, and just some really profound stuff that we picked up on during that live stream. So yeah, the 5-5, all about very scorpionic, very plutonic energy. Releasing the inverted, releasing, and when I say inverted, this means the inorganic, the unnatural, the lower vibrational timelines and energies, releasing that within our own personal experience and collectively as well. I think that's all I want to say about that. So yeah, we went over the dates. I think that's all we need to know. Pluto will be direct again, like we said, right after that 10-10 portal, 10-11-23, which is 10-11-23. 101123. Interesting again, right? And we'll hit 0 degrees of Aquarius once more on 12224, January 22nd, 2024. All right, so once again, like, really loving these dates and these energies as far as this goes, and really, really reinforcing that energy of the creation of the new, like the creation of the new blueprint for Earth, the reactivation, the coming online of the Earth's organic blueprint, right? Releasing the inverted, rewriting the matrix, recoding the matrix. And the understanding that this Earth was always intended to be a matrix, but it was originally an organic matrix, and it became inverted. So we're returning it, we're recoding that matrix from the inverted back into the organic, and that would be this Earth. And eventually the energy will no longer be connected, intersecting here, but it is intersecting here to give that opportunity, first of all, for enough of us to reach that higher vibration of this organic Earth, right? And also to assist souls who are perhaps stuck in the inverted still, but have the potential and the desire to move into this organic blueprint, this organic Earth. And many of us are very involved in being that bridge that helps to connect people, and kind of that hand helping to draw people. And I don't mean draw as in like do the work for them, right? But to offer that hand, that guidance to help steward people into this organic new Earth, as we like to call it, right? All right. And we're not going to get into, I guess we can get into a little bit, the second retrograde. Oh, here we go with the twos again. So this second retrograde in 2024, 5/2/24 at 2 degrees of Aquarius is where Pluto will begin, before retrograding back to 0 degrees of Aquarius on the 18th of July and hitting 29 degrees of Capricorn once more on September 3rd, 2024, 9/3/24. And will be direct again at 29 degrees of Capricorn on the 12th of October, 10/12/24, 101224. and hitting Aquarius again on November 20th, 2024. Once again, 112024. So I really love that, right? And did I read you guys the wrong thing here? I want to double check here. 12224. No, I don't think I did. It's just some of the dates are so similar. Because once again, right, we have those repeating sequences of numbers. And then March 10th, 2043, when Pluto hits 0 degrees of Pisces for the first time, is 3/10/2043. 3102043. So bringing in that extra number now, the 4, right? The balance, the equilibrium, the stability. I love it. 12044, 12044 is when Pluto enters Pisces for the last time, or it enters Pisces and no longer will be retrograding back into Aquarius. So just powerful, powerful stuff, you guys. I think that's all we need to say before we get into the cards here. And I do want to say that my son is napping right now. If he wakes up, I'll have to cut this video short, and I may do a part 2 to kind of continue this along. So if I leave abruptly, that's why. I really need to make that time to reach out to somebody to help me with this video editing stuff. I am, like I tell you guys, I'm not a very, when it comes to some of these more left-brained skills, I'm not, it doesn't really resonate with me. So I'm not really good when it comes to numbers, I'm good at the energy of numbers, right? And recognizing and feeling into the frequency of numbers, but like mathematics, science, these editing, video editing, all this type of stuff is not my forte. So yes, help if anybody is good with that stuff and would love to maybe want to give me a tutorial and assist me with some basic skills here and some software to download. I would appreciate that infinitely. Anything else I want to say? I think we pretty much covered what the energies of these Pluto retrogrades are going to be linked to, assisting us in releasing these inverted timelines, very tied into the 5/5 portal energies here. Helping us to really establish the organic blueprint for this earth, those higher organic timelines, purging that density, a lot of density, purging from the earth, purging from each and every single one of us during these Pluto retrogrades. It's going to be intense. Your shadow is going to come up. The guidance is to don't get attached to it, but look at it and allow the integration. All right, self-love is so important during always, right? But especially during these Scorpionic and these Plutonic transits, because we can't look at the darkness within us. We cannot look at our shadow and be successful in healing anything if we are blaming ourselves. If we are full of guilt and resentment toward ourselves, we have to be loving towards ourselves and in order to be able to look at that stuff and to truly heal it and release it. All right, and not get pulled down into the we want to dive into the darkness, but we don't want to stay stuck there, right? We don't want to drown ourselves in our darkness. All right. And this is, of course, our organic darkness that I'm talking about delving and diving into. All right, so I keep looking at different things. I think I'm going to pull the Sacred Light Oracle, a couple cards from this to get us started on this Pluto retrograde. Pluto retrograde 2023. Clear. What guidance do we have for all of my beautiful tribe here, my beautiful starseeds, light workers, light warriors, light bearers, right? What is going on? What does Spirit want us to know? What do our higher selves wish for us to know? Sacred Space, card number 26 coming out. I love this. It says positive outcome on it. Clarity, lucky attraction, removing obstacles. Ooh, so I love this. This is like a Ganesha kind of an energy here. So, and that's the thing that like we're being asked to acknowledge and understand, is that anything that we may perceive as negative, as we're purging, as we're releasing, as things are coming into our awareness, it's happening for a higher purpose. sometimes it may seem like challenges are being presented to us, but it is actually the act of obstacles being removed. But first we have to have awareness, all right? And some of the things that are being removed, it may be, Pluto asks us to look at attachment. It asks us to look at all of our darker tendencies, all of our low vibrational behaviors, all of our addictions, so that we can cleanse and clear and release those things and achieve a higher level of evolution. Pluto is a planet that governs our soul's evolution, okay? So sometimes what we're looking at as a negative circumstance may in fact be a positive circumstance. It's removing something from your life that you couldn't remove yourself, or you wouldn't, I should say, because we can do anything. You were not willing to. Perhaps you were not willing to look at something for what it truly was, which of course that lack of awareness makes it impossible to move out of that energy. So some people may be perceiving positive things as negative, and vice versa. If you were perceiving negative things as positive, that's going to be shown and revealed to you as well. But a lot of actually really positive circumstances, I think, and outcomes as a result of what's coming to the surface during this Pluto retrograde. A lot of that clarity being the predominant word here. And Spirit is also saying, make sure that you are creating a sacred space. Make sure that your body is a sacred space, right? We have that age-old saying, your body is your temple. Know that, understand that, and take care of it as so. Make sure that you're shielding. Make sure that you're clearing. Make sure that you're standing in your sovereignty. Make sure that you are taking care of what you're putting into your body, what you're consuming on every level of being, emotionally, physically, spiritually, energetically, and set those firm boundaries and create and have and really honor, create and cultivate that sacred space for yourself. See yourself as a sacred space. Who and what do you allow to enter your temple? And for some reason, the question, like, do you ask them to take their shoes off at the door, came up. And I do believe I hear my son waking up, so I'm going to have to continue the reading as a to be continued. But I did want to show real quick the card on the bottom of the deck here, Ascension Flame. This is card number 4. Liberation, a sense of greater purpose, and high expectations. So working with that Ascension Flame, with the flames in general, we've been talking about the importance and the power. I believe it was in the 5-5 portal video. We talked about the energies of fire and water being predominant during this time. It was like the Merkaba with the fire and the water, the two triangles intersecting. You guys, you should check out that 5-5 portal video. It was really powerful. That's all I'm going to say about that. But working with different flames as well. Working with the energy of the violet flame, transmutation, right? The black flame for cleansing and clearing of nanotechnology, EMF, these different flames, right? And I want to look at this really quickly. In order to accept and integrate the Ascension Flame within your 4 body systems, mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional, were we not just talking about that? Challenges and outdated belief patterns must be broken. In order to achieve a rise in ascension, you will be provided with some of the greatest challenges that accordingly align to your karmic blueprint. During these times, enlightenment from the lessons learned will raise your vibration to a higher level. The key is to move forward with an enlightened wisdom. Master of the Ascension Temple, Serapis Bey, holds the Ascension Flame on the 4th ray of purity. If you are ready to conquer your own misguidance, distorted energies, and belief programs, set real-time expectations and discipline your mind to create achievable outcomes and a state of clear consciousness. Ascended Master Serapis Bey is guiding you through a challenging experience. Deliberate attempts by others to engage emotional responses or gaslighting will only prove you have moved on from the past. Interests in ancient symbols, hieroglyphics, the ancient Egyptians, pyramids, and astrology all signify that you are ready to ascend and let go of old energy. Begin and continue your ascension with self-improvement goals. And the quote here is, be all that you can be despite your perceived misgivings. Grow knowledge over power. And the crystal to work with the Ascension Flame is cacoxenite. And the affirmation is, I can confront anything before me. I am a powerful beacon of light. So that's really powerful. Work with the energy. Set the intention to evoke the flame of ascension. I'm feeling it as a white flame. All right, but it could be anything. I may not be accurate about the color. It feels white or rainbow, But set that intention just to work with the flame of ascension. To that card pretty much summed up everything this Pluto retrograde is bringing through for us, right? Examining the outdated belief systems, all of these lower energies and habits, and really purging and releasing all of that so we can reach a higher state of being, a higher state of vibration, and become a more safe and sacred space and place, and really home for our souls, right? Which allows more of our soul light to organically integrate into our vessel. So we'll continue this at a later time. I have to go get my son now. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Drop a comment down below. You guys know the drill. If you want to reach out to me, I will be accepting clients starting at the end of May, very beginning of June. My schedule is pretty booked right now as I prepare to leave for my training for my Aura and Raw Reiki certification. You guys are amazing. I'll talk to you soon.